Right. Well, it's not too hot in your houses yet. It's supposed to be a warm day today. So let's start with sitting tall on your chair. So possibly not slumping too much, sitting right and sitting closer to the edge versus here, closer to the edge, and tall spine. And then become aware of your breath, your body. Just taking a moment to arrive in the present moment. Maybe closing your eyes for a moment, focusing on the inner landscape. See if you can slightly elongate your breath, maybe inhaling for 4 or 5 or 6, whatever you can do without feeling like you're out of breath. And then same long exhale. Great. And then on the next inhale, you're going to lift the arms up and overhead. You can open your eyes now. And then out to the side and back down. And then inhale up. Big breath in and exhale out to the side. And breathe in and out. Good. A few more like that. Big stretch. Perfect. And then let's go out to the side with the arms, palms facing forward. And then we'll go for side bend. So you're tilting, keep your sit bones down pressing into the chair. And side bending, side to side. Good, and back to center. And then we'll do some twisting. So all the important movements for the spine. So on the exhale, you're gonna twist. I'll be on the same side. So you go to your left, touching your left knee, keeping your chest up, and look into the left or even past your left shoulder, if that's okay for your neck. And then hold it for a few breaths. Your knees should still point forward though. Helen, try not to twist with the knees. The knees still point forward and the twist happens in the trap. Yeah, that's it. Good. And then back to center. And then we'll do the other side. So lift, elongate up, and then exhale, twist to the right and look over your right shoulder. Excellent, and back to center. Okay, And then we'll start hinging forward. I'll show you from the side. So engage the core. So there's a little lift in the belly, and you can keep the spine long, shoulders back. And then you're gonna hinge forward. Touch maybe your, I don't know how far you can go. Maybe your ankles, maybe your just calves. And then back up. But we're gonna try to keep the chest up the whole time. So you're gonna look at me, right? Even as you go down. So sliding down, but chest up, looking forward, looking forward, looking forward. And then back up. Good. All right, let's try a few more. So yeah, shoulders back and keep the chest up, the sternum forward and then back up. Good. And then one last time. Hinging forward at the hips, sliding down. Good, and then just come halfway up. So hands on your knees, elbows in, shoulders back and down away from your ears. So you're in that sort of seated cobra, right? So you're squeezing the shoulders back, lifting the sternum, and then hanging out in that. Normally we do it on the belly, lying down, and you lift away from the floor, right? So there's that lift in the chest area. Good. And then release back to center. And now we can round the upper back. So by sliding the hands, knees, and rounding the shoulders and upper back, so you feel a stretch between the shoulder blades. And then lift again. So shoulders back, lift the heart. That cat and cow. Right, I'll come a little bit closer so you guys see. So round and lift. Right, round. And notice that I'm not hinging at the hips at all. Like it's not a forward fold, it's just back. You don't even have to move your head too much, maybe a little bit. Good. Yeah, so just to bring some movement into that area around here between your shoulder blades. Good. Okay. And then some more movement in the thoracic area is going to be side to side, kind of like being pulled to the side, pulled to the side. Just yeah, keeping the sit bones rooted down into the chair. Very good. And back to center. All right. And then we'll go in a circle. So now leaning back, leaning to the side, leaning forward. Nice big circle. Okay. And then back to center. And then we'll try that just back and forth. This is going to be for your core. So scoot forward and then you're going to lean back and hold for a few seconds. Try not to touch the chair too much. So you have to actually hold yourself up. And then back to center. Or even forward. And then we'll do it again. Lean back and hold. You feel the core muscles engage as you hold yourself up. And forward. And one more time. Lean back. Perfect. Good. And then you could try doing the boat pose, which usually is done on the floor, but we'll try in the chair. So it looks like this. You could try doing the full pose or keep one foot down and just hold under your other leg. And so you're leaning back a little bit, right? But you can use your hands to lift up through the chest. See if you can keep the shin parallel to the floor. So the lean back helps because if you're sitting tall, it's harder to hold the leg up. So if you lean back, engage that core, it's a little bit easier to do. Yes, it's good, good. Try to lift the shin up a little more, Helen. So it's parallel to the floor. Yeah, good. And release. All right, someone's unmuted. So let me mute you guys. So that Nalina, I'm gonna have to mute you, okay?
Can mute me.
Okay. All right. Okay, and then let's do one leg straight. Again, possibly sitting close to the edge so you can really straighten that knee. And then first let's just try to point and flex that foot. Right, so you see, hopefully you see pointing and flexing, moving at that ankle. If it's better for you, you can lift and do it, lift it, or rest the heel down and then do as big a movement as you can get. Point and flex, and point and flex, sitting nice and tall. Good. And another side, point, flex, point, flex. Good. Okay, and then again to the first leg, and we'll do 10 times, bend and straighten. 2, try to bring the knee as high up as you can too, and the heel closer to your sit bone, and stretch. And 2, and 3. And it's possible that you don't have enough strength to go as high up in that flexor, so it's fine to be a little lower, but try to go as close to parallel to the floor as possible. Good, and then we'll do the other leg. So 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Stop. And then let's do this movement with the toes. So lift your toes, not just the toes, but the whole foot except for the heel. And then lift the heels. Lift the toes, lift the heels, lift the toes, lift the heels. And then we'll add arms. So as you lift the heels, you're gonna push forward, straightening elbows. And as you lift the toes, you're gonna pull back, right? So pull back and push and pull. And keep rocking those feet. Now try to point those fingers up at the ceiling. Very good. All right. And then back to center. And then we'll try sort of like a half jumping jack, but slower. So you're gonna try to tap to the side and then move the arm up and overhead, and then back in. And you can either tap at the heel or tap at the toes, whatever works better. So up, in, up. A half jumping jack. Trying for big movement. So reach with that heel as far as you can and straighten that arm as much as you can. And then try to tap out to the side. Good. And then possibly you could either continue doing the same, or possibly you can try the whole jumping jack. So up and down, up and down, up and down, up and overhead. Let's see if you can cross those arms overhead even. Good. That's a good exercise for the whole body. Core, legs, arms. A little cardio too. Excellent. Good, and then take a break. And just maybe notice your heart rate getting a little higher. Take a few breaths. And then we're gonna go down into forward fold. So just sliding down your legs and going as far as you can without pain. Maybe going all the way towards your feet, or just staying up here. Up to you. And we'll just stay there for a few breaths, breathing and feeling the stretch in the back and the hips. Perfect. And then back up. And all right, let's do some shoulder circles. So lifting the shoulders up and back and down and forward. Good. And then the whole arm. So let's start with the right arm, drawing the big circle. Really reaching back behind you. Giving the shoulder a nice workout. Good. And then other side. Nice and slow, slow down, steep. Just really feeling the sensations of the movement in your joint. Good. And then back to center. And then we're gonna do this flow where you're gonna start with lifting the arms up and exhaling, hugging the knee in into your chest. And then opening to the side. So holding either under your knee or over your shin, opening to the side. The same side hand holds the shin and then the other arm. Yeah, that's it. Good. And then back to center. And then we're gonna lift the arms up one more time and push the leg forward. So you're straightening that leg forward and then release. Okay, so that's the flow, and then we'll try it on the other side. So inhaling up. Exhale, hug that knee in. Inhale, open to the side, sitting tall. Exhale back in. And then inhale, straighten arms up. And exhale, release. Okay, so let's try again on the right side. Breathe in. Exhale, hug your knee in. Open to the side, sitting tall. Back to center. And reach that leg forward, straightening the knee and release. And then other side. Breathe in. Knee in. Open to the side. Back to center. Stretch through, lift up, and release. Good work. Okay. And then perhaps we can try going, and you can hold on to the chair for that, but doing a few of these where you're trying to stretch both legs. You kind of need to lean back a little bit. I think it's easier to straighten those legs. And if that's impossible for you, you could also be doing this, just straighten, but heels are down, right? So it's a little bit easier than this. So try what you can do. Really working those squats by straightening the knees. Yeah, so you'll feel it in the core if you're doing both. Good job, good job. Oh, it's getting hot in here. All right. Okay, and take a few breaths. Yeah, take a sip of water if you're, especially if you're hot already, or almost halfway through. Let's do a side bend. So we're gonna straighten the left leg out to the side and step your right leg out too. So you're opening that angle at the hips. And first, let's do the this movement with the arms. So on the inhale, you're gonna touch the back of the head and exhale out to the side. And touch. And then maybe even on the exhale, see if you can bring the arms out to the side, but thumbs point back. So palms up as much as you can. So palms up, so turning the hands up, right? And then touch the back and thumbs up, thumbs point back, which opens your shoulders, that position. Good, and then hold it out with the thumbs pointing back. Look over your right arm, right hand. Hold that warrior 2. Breathe. And then we'll slide down your straight leg into a side bend. So you're sliding, sliding, sliding. And then this arm just point straight up to the ceiling, as if somebody was pulling you up by that arm. And breathe. Yeah, try not to go too much into a forward fold, right? If you can see my body, well, you kind of have to get that leg out to be able to really side bend, purely side bend, because if it's here, then it's hard to side bend, right? So put it as far as you can, and then you kind of have to twist a little bit away from that leg so you can slide down into that straight side bend versus going like this, right? So you're bringing this shoulder back, the upper shoulder back. Yeah, that's it, Helen. Good. It feels very different, right? Yeah, so you're sort of twisting open into it. Good. And then back up. And then we'll try that twist. If it's too far, too far the legs, then you can bring them together and then see if you can twist here, touch the opposite knee. And then, so your chest is twisting to the right. And we're gonna try to look to the left over your left shoulder. Yeah, so you're crossing the midline with the arm, Gary. Yeah. And then looking away from that arm, actually. Which leg? I don't see your leg, Gary. Which leg is the straight one? Okay, so you're going towards the bend one, actually. So go to the other direction with your left hand. Yeah. So you stay in the twist and then you look to the left. Yeah, that's it. And you're also lifting through the crown of the head. Beautiful. And then we'll release. And then we'll release the legs and do the other leg. So your right leg is out to the side. I'll be on the same side. I'm gonna mirror you. So again, we'll start with this movement where you touch the back of the head and then palms up. So arms parallel to the floor and touch the back of the head, palms up, straight arms. Keep the breath flowing. Okay. And then hold warrior two for a bit. So turn those thumbs back to open the chest, open the shoulders, and look over your left hand. Yeah, so just, this act of holding yourself up, right, is strengthening your postural muscles, strengthening the arm muscles. Good. And then release. And then we'll do that little bit of a twist. So you can go straight down that straight leg and then bring the upper shoulder back towards the back wall. So your chest stays open, so you're not closing up your chest. Yeah, beautiful. Okay. Yeah, well, later we'll do like a more of a hamstring stretch where you go straight down, forward. Just feels a little different. Good. And back up. All right. Oh yeah, the twist. So keep that nice tall spine and then right hand on the left knee. So chest twisting to your left. And then your head looking over your right shoulder. Away from the chest, yeah. Perfect. And then on the next exhale, you can release. And then come back to center. Let's take a forward fold, but first with bent knees and wide legs, wide knees. So you go down like this. Just feels, again, a little different than when your knees are together. Good, and then slowly up. Okay, and then let's go for that hamstring stretch. So again, sitting close to the edge, right leg straight forward. And toes point up if you can. Okay, I'll be a little bit slanted so you guys see me better. So straight leg, and then you do the scooping, and then lifting up, and then reaching the arms back behind you, and then scoop again, leaning over that straight leg. Yeah, so scoop with your arms, going closer to your foot, and up. And then on the next scoop, you'll stay there. And so you're sliding down as low as you can. Breathing, feeling possibly, hopefully you feel the stretch in the hamstring in the back of the leg. Good, and then coming back up. And then other side, so your other leg straight, do the scooping, reaching as low as you can, and then reach back up. Scoop. And scoop. With the breath, so usually we go exhaling into the forward fold, inhaling back up, and Exhale. Inhale. And then on the next scoop, we'll go down and stay there. And then slowly back up. Down. Okay. And then let's go one more time. Sort of, so before we did both feet same, right? Both heels lift, both toes lift. So now let's try to go one heel lift and the other foot toes lift. So you're doing the opposite with each leg. Yeah, so you're sort of pedaling, rocking, but each leg is doing something different. So one heel, one toes. You guys see? I never know if my video's light enough. Good. All right, and then release. And then we might even try to do like a little hop. So you're going to be using your calf muscles, sort of that explosive power. So you try to go like hop, hop, right? So you push up your feet, push up the balls of your feet specifically. Push up, push up. So try actually not to lean too far back. So you actually just do the calves, right? Like that. Really push into the floor with those toes. So you can get a little hop. Kind of like jumping rope, right? You could try jump, 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 jump. It's a little bit easier than jumping rope. Good. So you should feel that in your calves and your feet. All right, and then let's take the left ankle up on top if you can. Okay, let's do some more ankle circles here if you can. So look at that ankle and really push for big movement. Keep those ankles flexible and strong. All right, and then let's try to keep that leg up and then find that inner belly lift, long spine, and reach up and hold. Kind of like a tree pose almost, which normally is done standing. It's a balancing pose. So you could even try to lift your heel up. Lift your heel up. You're standing on the ball of your foot. Breathing. And then release. Good. And then before we switch, let's do this movement. So you're just gently encouraging the thigh to go down and then back up. Down and back up. Yeah, so the movement happens in your hip. Just sort of massaging that hip joint. Great. And then if you can, we're gonna just cross your legs like this. So your ankle is hanging down. You're just crossing your legs. So you have to engage those adductors, right? Those bring the legs towards the midline. And then we'll take a twist here. So inhale, arms up. So if your left leg is on top, you're going to the left, like me. And then see if you can lift through the heart again. So you're not, and drop your shoulders away from your ears. So you're not like this, right? Like you don't want the shoulders by your ears, shoulders down. Good, and then back to center. And then let's do the other side. So let's start. Yeah, let's start with the figure four stretch and the ankle circles. Good, and then keep that leg up there and see if you can lift your arms up. Breathe. And maybe you can lift your heel if that's okay for your hip too. Now, if you don't have a lot of flexibility there, it might be hard. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And then release. Perfect. And we'll do the knee up and down. Perfect. And then crossing those legs. And taking the twist. So if your right leg is on top, you're twisting to the right. That left arm is on the outside of that right thigh. You can drop your shoulders down. Notice the breath is always a little harder, at least for me, to breathe when you're in a twist. So you feel the sensation of the breath more. You feel the ribs expand a little bit more. Good, and then back to center. Okay, and then release. Let's take for another forward fold. This time with your knees about hip distance apart, so not too wide. I'm just going as low as you can. And slowly coming back up. Perfect. All right. We'll take some stretches for the neck. So, oh yeah, I guess you need to see my arm. So I'm gonna look left first. So the chin is sort of parallel to the floor. So look there for a bit. And after you take a couple breaths, you're gonna tilt the chin down, looking down on the floor on that side. Feel the stretch move a little bit more to the back of the neck. Good, and then gonna come back to center and go over to your right. First chin parallel. And then chin down. Good. And then back to center. And now we're gonna tilt the head. So let's tilt the left ear towards your left shoulder. So this is usually harder for people. And so we're gonna try to place the left hand. You know, don't obviously pull too far, too high with too much effort. Just a little bit of a more of a weight of the hand, encouraging that opening of the right side of the neck. And then we're gonna point this arm down, like really stretch down, and you'll feel the stretch even more in the neck. See if you can also hide that arm behind you and open the side of the neck. Keep the breath flowing, perfect. And then come up, a couple breaths, and then we'll do the other side. So right ear towards right shoulder and extending the hand down first actively. Really stretch through the fingertips. So it pulls more on those muscles here. Good, and then maybe even hiding that arm behind you. You try to look straight forward, Stephen. Yeah, so a little bit of lift in the head. Yeah, good. Excellent. And then you can push your head back to center. Good. And then let's just do tiny circles with your nose in front of you. So sort of integrating all the movements and releasing any extra tension. So draw some circles with your nose. Good. Very good. And then we're gonna try interlacing the fingers. And now you have to, now you can use the back of the chair. So we're gonna sort of drape over it into a back bend, right? You can lean to the back of the chair, open the elbows, gently press the head into the hands, and then stay there in that back bend. Breathe. And just feel the chest relaxing, opening, stretching. And allowing the more breath to come in. Good. And then come back to center and then tuck your chin and elbow, squeeze. And so hold that position for a bit with your chin tucking. Good. Okay. And then back to center. Now let's do something for the fingers. So we're gonna just circle one finger at a time. So first start with the thumbs, nice big circles. Then the index finger. And then the middle finger. And ring finger. And pinky. Perfect. And then we'll do just a fist and spread, rock and paper. Good. And then just straight fingers, but bringing them together, bringing them apart. Good. And then interlacing, pushing forward. And then lifting up possibly if that's okay for your shoulders. Very good. And then lowering down. Now let's just do the tap of each finger towards the thumb, right? So you go index, middle, ring, and pinky, and then you go again. So it's like that, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. And you can actually use this as a sort of a breathing exercise too. So you sort of, it's a 4 count, right? And so you breathe in while you do. And then breathe out, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in, 2, and you can speed it up if you need to. But yeah, so let's try to do a few rounds of breaths like that. So 4 count for the inhale, and then 4 count for the exhale. Yeah, so it becomes kind of like a meditation. It has actually been used. It's a form of yoga practice, and they've done some. I probably told you about it in the past, but they've done some studies about this practice where you do 12 minutes of this, and but you also like have to keep track. You do it like you do satanama, those 4 syllables. And so first you do it aloud for 2 minutes, and then you whisper for 2 minutes, and then just silently in your mind for 2 minutes, and then you go back. So in the mind and silently and aloud. And they've studied people, and they found out that it actually improved their cognitive results if they were able to practice every day. So 12 minutes. So you have to focus a lot, right? You have to focus on the touch. You have to focus on the satanama, the sounding. You have to also keep track. I don't actually know how they do the 2 minutes tracking, like when do you know when to switch? I guess you have to like look at the clock too. Or if maybe somebody told them. But it becomes like a real focus practice, right? And that's good for our brain to be able to focus for a sustained amount of time. So but you could just do satanama, which means satnam means, and correct me if someone knows better, but I believe it means I am the truth or something like that. So I am that, which is like a yogic wisdom. So it just becomes like a nice, beautiful focusing meditation. All right, let's do relaxation. We have 5 more minutes. So now you can just relax in your chair. You can use the back of the chair to sort of slump a little bit. And then closing your eyes if that feels okay. And just feel your feet and toes on the floor. And then feel your calves and shins. Feel your knees. Feel your thighs. Yeah, feel your pelvis. Yeah, feel your belly moving with the breath. Feel your low back. Feel your upper back. Feel your chest. Shoulders. And arms. And feel your hands. Feel your neck. Feel your jaw. And your face. Feel the eyes soften and the eye sockets. And then feel your whole body. Just noticing any sensations without judgment. And then take a deep breath in. Slowly start moving your fingers and toes. Slowly opening your eyes. And then we'll close the class with our little tension setting. Feel free to repeat after me, but you don't have to. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be mindful. May I have courage. May I have fun. And may I treat myself and others with love and compassion. And then hands to your forehead as a reminder, the power of your thoughts. Hands to your lips as a reminder, the power of your words. And hands to your heart as a reminder, the power of your actions. Namaste. Thanks, everyone. Great job. I'll report on New Orleans next week. And you guys have fun. I'll send the recording and you guys can have another workout this week. All right.
Thank you, and have a safe, happy